Hello, hello, welcome back. It's been a long time since I did a video, since I did a deck review. I figured I would change that. I've got so many different things to show you. So the first up, I thought I would go over charms because that's been requested. I've shown you some of my charms in the past. I've got a liniment kit from Paris. Oh, excuse me. And this is 36 charms. I've shown this in another video. It's 36 charms that match the Lenormand cards. It's great to use with Lenormand cards, tarot, whatever oracle you want. I keep these separate because that's its own kit. This is the Magpie 2 Oracle by Paris, and as you can see, it is empty. Actually, I should have some extra charms I should put back in here. I have put all of these charms, which have also been featured in another video, inside my cauldron of charms here. And these are all of my charms. Carrie's charms, and then mostly charms that I picked up from Karin Smith, as well as a couple of pieces I had left laying around the house. So this is my huge charm collection, and yes, I do read all of these. Oops, sorry, I made my thing shake. One of the sets that Karin Smith has, and she sells on Etsy, is the astrological charms, and she has one for each zodiac, so I love that. She also has chakra charms, which I keep in this bag here. I keep some of my charms separate, and if I wanted to do a full reading, I can add these chakra charms in, and then I could choose one from a bag to work on chakra reading, or I could line them all up and then pull charms for them. But I keep my chakra charms separate. So she has chakra charms. She has the astrology charms, which are really great because you can read the aspects from the astrological signs, as well as I use the rulership. So Leo for the sun, things like that. And then also using the air sign, all the different astrological components. She also has number kits, and then she also has letter kits. So those are some add-on kits that she has. In addition to she has a basic charm kit, which is based on tea leaf reading and the tea leaf charm kits from way back when. And then she has some add-on kits, and so I've just collected and collected. So I can't show you, all of these, but I have even more because what I did, these are some of my favorites actually. This little teapot, I love this tornado. The fork and the spoon. You can stick a fork in me, I'm done. The spoon has so many different meanings for me personally. I think we even have peanut butter and jelly here. No, we have PB and O. It's like, oh, we're going to be eating PB, peanut butter, forever before the mice get it. So that's my huge charm lot, and I do keep it in this gigantic bucket, and I just grab from it and cast a few charms. And I would do that right here on this mat. This is one of the mats she sells for charm casting. It's really great. It's made out of mouse pad material, so the charms don't ding it up. They hit it and they bounce off of it nice. They don't bounce too far. This is a teacup, and these dots have purpose, and it's all part of the reading. And yeah, it's really intense. But let me show you what else I have. I have another kit of hers. I have a couple different kits. So I had one. You hear that? Cars honking. we have people that drive around the neighborhood once in a while and just honk and wave to lift everybody's spirits. Oh, and one of my charms and my tunnel just ran away. My question mark ran away. So it's interesting. The charms that just flew off the table were about hope and knowledge. Now, if those were my neighbor's children, I would say that all hope and reason has gone out the window. But those I do not believe are my neighbor's children. So I'm just going to go with they are bringing hope. And I know what they're doing. And I'm going to have to count this later to make sure all these charms are here. But this set actually matches her Paragon or Steampunk deck. And so I keep it separately. They are really out there today. So the Steampunk fortune cards this is the one deck that she has that's available. It's mass produced. It's by Animal Dreaming Publishing. It's got a great box. It's one of those boxes that I don't feel like I need to give it a bag. I just leave the cards in the box. It's got an amazing book. The edges are bronzed. And these cards are just really rich and awesome. But this set is a duplicate of these cards. So it's the same number of cards. It's all the symbols that are in this. And it would also be the Paragon deck. I have the Parallel Paragon in a mini version. And so when you're doing card readings, you can lay them down and then you would have corresponding charms. But they do match the deck. So if I want to do something like a grand tableau type thing, I would use this charm kit with one of these decks. Whereas if I'm doing a larger reading, I usually grab from this huge bucket. And if you're wondering if I've ever had problems with mixing my charms up, yes, I have. And I thought I was missing some, and then it turns out that just some of my I call it a mini kit, but it's not a mini kit, it's a full kit. It's available on our Etsy right now. And but sometimes I mix them up. So for ease of use, I'm going to go back to the larger kit so I don't have to worry. There must be a birthday party or something going on. Can you go wave at the birthday party people? Maybe they'll go away. So yeah, so that's the basic gist of her charms. And then, I mean, she has a number of charm mats, this being one of them. Hang on. Let me just make sure that I have this in frame here, but yeah. So this is a double-sided mat, like I said, and this one has pictures of the charms. Now, if you want to know more about these, you can go look at her YouTube page. It's, I believe, under Tea with Karin, and that's also what her Etsy is under. I will link it below in the description. I'm sorry, Aaron? So, yeah, I grab a few charms, so my brother's dealing with the people. And I let them drop. Actually, why don't I want to ask, what is going on outside with those honkers? Well, they are definitely disturbing the peace with the arrow going through the cat being about comfort. The guitar coming through here, and then the clock. It seems like there's something about the timing. They might be doing it at a specific time of day, which I know there's bell ringing at a specific time of day, but there might be cars going around at a specific time of day, but it is time to play the music. It kind of reminds me of that, play that funky music, white boy. This on the money symbol will be about value. So music and value, trying to, it's just about trying to bring some expression to people. They are going around and around on the ring, and the dolphin, to me, again, it talks about they're trying to lighten things up, but they are definitely disturbing my peace right now. The toothbrush is another interesting one. This was from a mini kit. It's not from one of her big, large kits. It's something that I've had to figure out the meaning for myself. I can't remember if she provided meanings. And for me, it's very detail-oriented. And it's, interestingly enough, it's near the spoon. And this is correct because it is around dinner time. So, you know, all these dinner time thoughts are very appropriate. We also have the goddess symbol on the car, and I'm just going to interpret that as it being a woman in a car, or women inspired, women driven. It was Mama's idea, basically. So just a quick read on that. That's interesting. I'll have to ask my brother what he saw and how that, and I'll report in the comments how that goes back. So that's one of her mats, and like I said, all of this you read this like a teacup with the charms. It's one of my favorite mats. It's really cool, and you can do timing with this mat. Again, you can go to her page for more information about that. And then another mat that she has a ton of mats for the charms, including casting mats or casting sheets. I use this very simple casting sheet you can use for charms or for cards. And then there's a weekly, so you can put charms on that, which I'm not going to do. I tend not to do weeklies for myself. If you've ever seen a weekly by me, then consider yourself lucky, because it's not often that I pull them. They tend to be spot on, and I often don't want to know. This is another one of her mats. It's double-sided. This one is huge. Let me make sure this is in frame. Okay, it's kind of in frame. It is so big that it is never, you're not going to see the whole thing, but it's got the alphabet around it. It can be used as a mediumship board. It is a very, very intense board. She actually has a class just about this. Speaking of classes, she has a charm class about how to use the charms, and it's running right now 70% off. So I'm going to link that below in the comments and give you the coupon code. So if you've ever been interested about charm reading and you're stuck in the house and you want to do something, now would be a great time to do it. The class, the coupon code is not for this mat class. You'll have to buy that separately. It does require you have the mat for the class, and then you also need charms. But you can, this is a really intense mat. I've got some massively amazing readings. It does timing. It does work with the energy of the letters, as well as numbers and numerology, which is what all these dots are about. And then it's got all, you know, basic symbols. Again, go to her YouTube page for more information. And my pride and joy is the other side, because this is another dual-sided mat, is the astrological side. Now this is great for general readings. And this is basically, let me try and get this. Okay, we're good. It's a big clock. It's really cute. Like I said, I'm sorry it doesn't fit in frame. It is super huge. It is a very big mat. It is nice. It makes a great under reading cloth. Excuse me, as you've seen in my other videos. But this is a mat that I designed with her. And it's basically a general reading surface. And you could use cards. You could use mini cards if you want. Where are my mini cards? My mini cards unavailable. Pretend I had mini cards. You could put one or two cards for each area. You could, but it's generally, this is a charm mat. I just like to do multi-purpose as much as possible. And as a charm mat, what this does is you can use astrology as well as your charms. And so it provides a great general reading of all the different areas of life. So you've got the 12 houses, which represent 12 different areas of your life. You know, yourself and your body, your gifts, your material assets, communication, as well as close family. You know, I should say brothers, sisters, neighbors. You know, and you can, excuse me, you can get more information off the net. These were just basic keywords that we added. Your home, you know, your dating and childhood, as well as your pets category, your health and daily living, your relationship category, your legal category, as well as your deep psychology, your higher learning, kids going to the college, career, networks and social stuff, and your inner workings. This is the house of, this is your inner workings, your alone time, your man cave, your she shed, and your spirituality, things that you keep secret. This is your closet. So as we lay, so if I was to do a general reading for somebody, sprinkle out some. And again, if it crosses, if it's on the line, then I would read it in both houses. So the arrow would be read in the house of Taurus, or the second house. So this would be an asset, or what's going on in your second house. I'd say you're taking a financial hit. You need to be very careful of where your money is. Focus, very target, center, keep ledgers, keep bills, keep everything bump, bump, bump. And this is actually very spot on again for me right now, because I usually have some extra money in the bank, and I was paying off bills willy-nilly, not really paying attention, and realized I had just enough money to pay my insurance on my car before another check came in, because I wasn't quite paying as much attention because I've been a little sick. So then in the fifth house, so again, this is about entertainment, and you have the bicycle. Stay in shape. You can still get out there. Maybe you need to, get out and let off some steam here. Again, with the Aries Ram here hitting into the fifth house, I would definitely say there's a little bit of pent-up energy. Instead of butting yourself against the wall, you need to get out there and use your energy before it uses you, as Steve Judd would say. The 0 here, or it's not a 0, it's an O. So I would go with the energy of O, things, people, place, with the name of O. And to me, the first thing that comes out is outside, getting outside for my entertainment, doing these things. Again, this is very interesting. I love these keys. It's the cutest little key set. Look at they move. Oh, here it is. Cutest little key set. These being on both of these, daily living and entertainment, we're kind of locked down. This is during the quarantine. So we're kind of locked down, and I am feeling a little, interestingly enough, even though all my happy things, and I'm an introvert, I'm happy in my house, I am feeling very trapped in the house right now. And so it's very important to use your energy before it uses you. The needle is not only, you could use it as, little pokes and little jabs, but it's also, it's also very fine detail work, fine things, that we put things through. And then notice where it's pointing. The eye of the needle, where you would thread things through very carefully, is through transformation and business and opportunities. I actually wonder if there's a business opportunity that I could be taking, or a small opportunity that's coming my way that I could be sewing into, because this is literally a symbol of sewing. So Sagittarius, again, the house of higher learning. Sagittarius is a spiritual house, one of the spiritual houses. You have the 8th house, the 9th house, and the 12th house. Sometimes people also include the 4th house as, as a psychic house. But these are my psychic houses right here. And Sagittarius being about, got the ghost, so I think, I might be getting some downloads, maybe doing some dream work as well. And then it's interestingly enough, the pig for abundance is in my networks and my groups. So I have been working, I do admin some groups, and I have been doing some things, posting some things, trying to keep people positive and thinking on the positive side, which pigs would be lucky, focusing on the positive. So I think that would probably tell me, to pay more attention to posting a lot of positive things and trying to stay uplifted, because there's a lot of heavy stuff going on right now. The microphone right on that line, again, it says come out of the closet and, find my voice and speak up. And especially in particular to friends and friend groups, large groups, people that can be influenced. I was talking about going and doing some mini live readings recently, as well as doing a Facebook Live later today, just spinning wool. And it looks like I really need to get on that and stop procrastinating. Now, I do have the ladybug in the 12th house. So the ladybug is about luck and resources. And, it's like stuffing your mattress, but it's also, to me, it's just taking care of myself on the inside, as well as spirituality in the inside. We also have the doves in the heart. So taking very good care and nurturing self-love and love towards others and community, and bring in all those Pisces feelings of not judging people, bringing in the healing, bringing in the resources, helping to network for resources. I see that through the microphone because that's what I do from home. So, and that's what I get from this tiny reading. But you can get a lot out of these readings, very deep. So it's not just charms scattered willy-nilly by themselves. There's a lot of different paths that can be done with them. There's also, she has casting sheets. When you buy her charms, they come with a bunch of casting sheets. And there's all sorts of different ones. So this one is about career. And then, you scatter the charms. What is the outcome if I listen to my guidance? And let's see. My present career, what I truly desire. A boxing glove. Yeah, and that's also interesting. So I got the mittens. So the mittens and the boxing glove at home. So yeah, it's like I go in between two worlds of having to be really soft with people and having to be really harsh. Sometimes I deliver harsh answers and sometimes really soft. But I have to put on the gloves. I have to put on various different gloves. Kind of like putting on various different hats. It's putting on various different gloves here. Usually when I get this charm by itself, it's about fighting. And I would say, well, you're fighting. They would say, you're fighting with the different sides of you and what you want to do with your purpose. That's not necessarily true with me. I think this is just about having different things to do. And I do a lot from home and for home. What is the outcome if I follow or if I listen to my guidance? The teapot is about celebrations. It's all about bringing peace, joy, comfort, and bring people around in celebration. And with the arrow, it's like directly to the point. So I think I could get directly to the point and perhaps reach more people if I actually paid attention and did what I was supposed to be doing. So this is like some of the many casting sheets and ways that you can work with the charms. And again, Karin's class just happens to be 70% off right now. So it happens to be a great time for me to work on charms. And you do not need to have a full set of hers, although it works better that way. Her charm kits on Etsy are the cheapest I have found of all the full kits. And then again, you can get add-on kits if you already have a full kit. There's lots of different choices and options. And again, so there's her class, so you can bring your own charms as well, because you're going to learn how to read the symbols better, as well as different things that you can do with the charms. I like to layer these with tarot or with other oracles. I really love using these casting mats. Again, these huge general purpose mats are a go-to. She has a few of them. My other one is not on my table at the moment. So she has a few general purpose casting mats if you're into that and you don't, you're not drawn to this one. So it's very interesting. It can get very deep. It can get very complex. This is another system that she uses. It's called the Curiosity system. I'll do a different video for this, but this also works with charms. It works with cards and charms, I should say, as well as dice. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you found that helpful, entertaining, and maybe a little woo, because these are some of my favorite toys and tools of the trade. I find them to be very accurate, very portable. Just bring a really, really tight sealing jar. And they might be a little heavy, but they're often a lot easier to take with you than the cards. It really comes down to, personal styles. But I love casting these over the cards. It definitely makes it easier rather than traveling with two gigantic decks. So that's just what I do. So thanks for joining me. I'll be back soon. Namaste.